Hi there, Alyssa Prettyman. I promised I would do a video on ball rolling techniques that you can do for plantar fasciitis. I have actually quite a few people in my class in the last couple weeks who have found relief with this sequence that I'm going to show you today. So use what works for you and leave the rest. If you want more information on why I'm choosing these rolling techniques, you can check out the corresponding blog post that goes with this video, and I get into a little bit more detail about the anatomy and the attachment points on the underside of the feet and everything else. So, rolling technique number one is going to go up and down the front of your shin. Get a block, two balls in a little tote here. Put the balls closest to you on the block, and then sort of clamp the balls between the top of your shin and the block. And so now you have a little runway and you can start to go up and down the front of your shin, nice and slowly. And I'm gonna do this kind of quickly, but you might wanna spend about a minute here just getting really curious about any information that you're finding. I like to do, sometimes I call it the snuggle or the wiggle, where you just kind of go side to side with your hips and see if there's any information on either side. Now your shin is a long area of your body, much like the calves or the quads or the hamstrings. So you may need to, at a certain point, come lower on the shin, right? So I did the upper half just then. Now do the lower half. So clamp about halfway down your shin and start to roll down towards the ankle there. Again, take about a minute for this technique, sort of explore. Go side to side, wiggle the butt. And if you're feeling really spicy or like you're not getting enough sensation here, you can climb onto the balls and start to kind of move up and down the front of your shin. That's only if you don't feel too much with the other techniques. I also like to kind of get in around the ankle here and see if you can kind of snuggle, move at the ankle joint as you come down in here, and see if you can break up some of that stuff as well. So tibialis anterior, getting down into the front of the foot on the front of the shin. The next thing that we're gonna do is roll our peroneus muscle. It runs down the side of your calf. So for this one, sometimes I like one smaller ball. The smaller the surface, the more intense the sensation. So you can take one, you can bring a hand to your ankle and a hand to your knee and just go kind of lightly side to side. I like a little bit more sensation, so I lean forward, I get a little bit more conversational, and you can just kind of go up and down. You can also kind of rock forward and back and knead up and down the side of your calf there. So that is your peroneus. You can also take your two balls out of the tote and you can kind of make a little sandwich with your ankle. You can take, it's almost like a shish kebab, right? One ball on top, one ball underneath, and push. You can twist a little bit, especially have the yoga tune-up grippy rubber balls. You can also just kind of roll that ball around the curve of the bottom ankle. See if there's anything interesting in and around there. Yeah, okay, so that's the third thing. The fourth thing we can do is just really dig into the meat of our calf. So we're gonna get the two in the tote again. Take a block, put it down. I like to do this one sitting up. Some people will do it lying down. You just place the spot of your calf right above the ankle on the block. You can put your other foot on the ground, lift your hips, and you can cruise up and down. Again, much like the shin, you can't really get the full length of your calf here, but you're really gonna be able to get into that calcaneal tendon, which is what your gastroc and your soleus kind of weave into at the bottom. So spend a good amount of time down here by the ankle and just notice what happens when you point your toes in different directions. If you want to get up into the meat of your calf, just start a little bit higher on the calf. And again, roll up and down. If you're a sucker for intense sensation and you want to climb on top of it, you'll see people do this on a foam roller a lot at the gym too. The thing about the balls is they're a little bit more specific, and so they're gonna get into little nooks and crannies that the foam roller doesn't. Okay, so we did the calf. The last thing that you can do is we're gonna get down into it and roll the feet. So we're gonna roll different areas of the feet. The medial arch, the lateral arch, the transverse arch, the ball of the foot, the toes. And if you're in active pain, then I wouldn't get down too close to the area that's actively angry with you. I would stay in some of those other areas. So we've released all the stuff on one side of the heel. We'll release the stuff on the other side of the heel. If you're not in active pain, you can scrub out the heel as well. So here is the last little group of things that you can do to see if you can find relief. Come onto the ball of your foot, and I'm just gonna lean down so you can hear me here. Push and release on the ball of your foot. Usually I like to do this 7 to 10 times just to kind of get that almost trampoline-like feeling between my foot and the ball. Should feel somewhat responsive here. Come into the medial arch of your foot, push and release. Notice if your foot feels really clumpy or really sensitive in any particular area, feel free to go slow or just hold and try to take a deep breath. And then start to go side to side on the balls. If you find an area that's particularly spicy, you can twist and shout on it. You can like move your arms and do cool dance moves. But I mean, ultimately the goal is to kind of break up anything that's a little bit angry down there. You can also peel back the toes. This is a good stretch for your toes, especially if you wear a lot of flip-flops and your toes are always clamping down. You get similar stuff when you do toes pose in yoga. And then you can kind of strip the bottom of the foot. So go up and down. And if that feels groovy, all that feels groovy, you can come up onto the heel. Kind of dance it side to side, twist it out a little bit, go to the outside edge and push down, go to the inside edge and push down, and see if you can get relief that way. So that's it. Those are some of the things you can do if you have pain from plantar fasciitis. This is not going to eliminate the root cause, so you're also going to want to talk to professionals, physical therapists, body workers, people who can look at your movement trends and patterns and tell you what else is really going on. But hopefully this helps you find some relief. Thank you.